welcome back everyone to another episode of the Doom series, and in this video we are gonna finalize our floor and ceiling textures. Right, so to begin I'm going to open up my map.h and also the word.c file. Now inside of map.h we are going to go ahead and add two new attributes here. One will be the index to the floor texture and the other will be index to ceiling texture. These attributes are inside of the sector, and the original Doom uses names for these, but we are gonna store them as actual indices. So we'll find the name in the WOD file, we'll find the name of that lump, we'll convert that to a index so that we can store it in the sector and then access the actual textures quite easily without having to do any complicated or complex searching. So with that, that should have that. Then let's go under what.c now. In here we'll need to change, of course, our read sector function. So we're gonna go down until I get here where we are actually reading our sectors. Now inside of this we are going to define a array of character called name, which is going to be 9 bytes long. The reason it's 9 is because well, by default we've got like 8 characters in a lump name maximum, and we need one more space in case of a null terminator. So we'll have that, and then we are going to copy into our name our lump data with offset 4 actually, and we're gonna copy 8 bytes. Now this means that because at offset 0 we have got the floor height, at offset 2 we have got the ceiling height, and then at offset 4 the next 8 byte represent the lump name. Now we need to actually access this lump from our WOD file. So for that our read sectors function will also need to take a pointer to the WOD file. Let's go up here and let's also go ahead and change this to have the pointer to the WOD file, and we're gonna change this to actually supply the WOD file. Now going back inside of read sectors, we are gonna go ahead and add integer f start and f end here, and we'll need these for a couple of reasons, and we'll get to that in a second. So now we are going to go ahead and say int floor is equal to, we're gonna find the lump with this name in the WOD file, and if the floor is less than or equal to f start, or if the floor is greater than or equal to f end, then in that case we are gonna set the floor to -1, which means that this is an invalid texture. Otherwise we are going to say that everything is okay, and in here what we'll basically do is that we are gonna go ahead and set the current sector's floor texture equal to this floor variable. Now you can just copy and paste this whole thing here for the ceiling, and for the ceiling we're going to just change this to ceiling, this to ceiling, this to ceiling here, and this to ceiling as well, and yeah, just change everything, and the offset is now going to be 12 instead of 4. And yeah, that is going to read the ceiling and the floor textures correctly. So let's go ahead and actually there is a small error here, which is that this floor we need to subtract f start -1 from this. Similarly for the ceiling, because this is giving the index in the WOD file, we need to convert that into an index in the flats array. Alright, so the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to open up engine.c. Inside of this we are going to go ahead and in the engine.c function we are going to change this to 0, so we don't actually use this. And next thing we'll do is that we are going to go ahead and set render set draw texture to 0 before we are drawing ball list, and when we are drawing our flat nodes we are gonna not set that to 0. Instead we are going to get the floor texture. We're gonna get our node sector floor texture and check if that's less than 0. But if it's less than 0, that means that it's an invalid texture, and we are gonna set that to 0 in that case. Else we are gonna set it to we are gonna get the correct index from our flat textures. And we are gonna do similarly for our ceiling textures. So we'll just check if our ceiling textures is correct, and everything should work like that. So after doing that, yeah, that should give us the correct texture. So now we are gonna go ahead and use render set draw texture to set the texture for both of these calls. Alright, so now we are gonna go ahead and add tests for making sure that our sector indices are within the number of flats, and after that we are going to now add the actual texture coordinates for our vertices. So currently we only have them for floors, so here we are generating our floor. We'll get the texture vertices by just taking the actual position and dividing that by the size of the flat, and that should give us the correct value. And running this reveals that we get a textured scene. So you can see that we have got textured floor here, textured ceilings, and you can see that everything is working quite well. And yeah, you can see that we have got pretty much floors and ceiling textured everywhere apart from the one where the sky is supposed to be. Anyways guys, this is gonna be pretty much it for this video. In this video we have completely finalized our floor and texture rendering with everything, and in the next video we'll move on to learning how to read texture data for sprites and pictures and all of that stuff. And we're also gonna look into some optimizations because currently our approach is very unoptimized. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and share this video with other people as well, and bye.